Yeah. See, I've been through the ending before. My grandmama died and the house got repoed. That's another one gone, it's the longer it go. In this game they call life, you gon' do shit alone. Wake up, you grown, gotta fend for your own. God damn, is this how it be? Brothers that real, since jump on the man. How? MJ 23, you remember hustling all day just to eat.
Hey everyone, it's Queens of Queens Radio here, and I am Queen Maisha. So, let me just start it off real quick with giving a shout out to our sponsor. And on tonight's show, our sponsor is Dr. Q, who wants you to RWSWJ. Now, if you guys don't know what that is replace white supremacy with justice. Thank you, Dr. Q. So, first, we are going to have, actually on the show, we're going to have Bonita. We're going to have Dr. Q. We're going to have King Ajalan. And we're going to have Didan Kamati. So, all you guys, please introduce yourselves. Bonita, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Your screen had froze for a second, but peace to the family that's watching. Peace to the people on the board. My name is Bonita Carter, and I'm a self-proclaimed artist, activist, and just overall lover of Black people. And yeah, I'm just here on the platform today to add some knowledge towards this white supremacy stuff that we got ourselves into, and just trying to, shed some light and offer some solutions to our problems.
Well, welcome to Kings and Queens of Kings and Queens discussion group. Sorry, it's getting kind of late. Welcome, Bonita.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome, sister.
Welcome, sister, always.
Welcome.
And right now, this is Brother Didan Kamati. Peace and love to all, peace and prosperity. Thank you once again, Sister Maisha, for allowing all of us to merge together to wake the people up.
You're welcome.
King Ajalan, the Ansubu of Lower African Mines and Joint Advocate Markets. I am a social engineer and a cultural architect. We are here to change the Black world, to uplift the fallen of humanity, to place us right in the role, the avenue of the ancient, meaning that up ye mighty race, accomplish what you will. We do not concentrate too much on white folk. We think about what we want to do and we make it happen. Welcome everyone to Queens of Queens Radio, Kings of Queens discussion group with our special guest, Bonita Carter. Like, subscribe, share, and comment.
Thank you. There's someone's phone that's have a little static. Is that you, Didan Kamati?
No, because right now I'm at a stop sign right now as we speak.
Okay. And so,
how is it now?
A lot better. Thank you. Okay. So who else is on our panel?
All right. It's me, Dr. Q. I've sent in 2 thank yous to you, Maisha. Number 1, for giving me the shout out. Greatly appreciate it. And also thank you for having me as a regular, once again, on your show. My ultimate objective is to replace the system of racism and white supremacy with justice. I am a attempted counter-racist. I say attempted because racism is not ended yet, so I'm attempting to counter that. And my minor objective is to produce an effective number of people to help me replace white supremacy with justice. All right.
Thank you. So the topic for tonight is, let me get it for you. What could our ancestors have done to stop colonization and the stealing of African lands? What could they have done? So that is the topic. And real quick, Didan Kamati, I had to put you on mute because of the noise. So I'm going to unmute you. Please mute on your end if you're not speaking, so it's not so much noise. So I'm opening the floor up. So again, let me say the topic one more time. What could our ancestors have done to stop colonization and the stealing of African land? So we're going all the way back in time. All right, the floor is open.
King Ajalon, the Ansubu from Loyal Queenz. Since we're going back, one of the greatest things that we learned that defeated us was ancient Kemet, Nubia, Ethiopia, North Africa, and East Africa, establishing trade and treaties with the Mediterranean. And so we see in our histories that the Mediterranean, the Persians, the Ottomans, the Turks, the Arabians, the Greek and Romans, and so many numerous others that I don't even want to go through the whole list, have been trying to penetrate what they call Kemet, or New Kamat, or Kamat, or Nubia, Ethiopia, Al-Kibalan, for whoever has a certain thing, Morocco, anyway. And we found out that our ancestors allowed some of these foreigners, these aliens, these mutants, these genetic defects, these parasites, into our technological institutions, our institutions of industry. We gave them the keys to philosophy. We opened their minds to alchemy and science. And we sent advisors and assistants and technical trainers over into their lands to build schools, to help them have institutions of government. We gave a lot of our mental pros to developing parasites and hoping that we can civilize them. But what we did not do, we did not set social standards for these civilizations that we sprung up in Southern Europe, throughout the Mediterranean, in Arabia, Persia. And since the social standards was not intact, these people got to create their own social order, which they curated a class system, you know, meaning black being at the bottom and light being at the top. And they made statuses called black and white, you know, according to their laws, and they made it official. Another thing before I get off, the question of the Moors, you know, they always talk and brag about how they educated them, how they civilized them. And, you know, that bragging on that, you civilized our own destruction. You could take that knowledge and went into the interior of Africa, throughout Africa, you know, and bring us plumbing and infrastructure, you know, books, a common language. And I'm gonna get more into the topic. But my thing was the advancement of the light of civilization. They should have took it into the interior.
Well, thank you, King Ajalon. So when I was like looking back and thinking about this, like what possibly, you know, separated us, and all the things you said, King Ajalon, I agree with, but what like truly separated us, and just kind of learning more about, you know, my history and going back in my ancestors' history, is we were kind people, and we still are kind people. You know, I think that part of it was our kindness. I don't think we really knew what was coming, you know, and we kind of saw as, especially like the earth, and we knew that you couldn't hold people as property. So how can we protect ourselves from something that we didn't even know could happen, you know? And I have some other things that I think that could have happened that could have prevented it, but I want to hear from other people on the panel. Bonita, do you have anything, or Dr. Q, you have anything for us? Bonita, I think your mic is muted.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Oh, no, I thought you was controlling the mics. I think there's a few things that led to the fall of not just the African kingdom, but the kingdoms all around the planet that were melanated. I think one, like the brother was saying, that we taught them too much. We gave them our secrets, and like you said, we just was naturally kind people, like naturally people who shared. You know, we didn't to an extent, we didn't see them coming to us and taking what we gave them and using it against us. So one, I feel like we taught them too much. You know, they say that the master never teaches the student everything it knows. And one of those things was we gave them the secret knowledge, and we gave them things that they, you know, later used against us. Two, the merging, and we're talking about merging of Rome and the Greeks with African, and giving them ownership in our dynasties and our kingdoms, and letting them marry in and control stuff and have set up territory on our land. That's one thing too. And I think that we just simply put, we didn't keep the laws. We didn't keep our divine laws that we've been going off of for centuries, for years, for millennia. We didn't keep those. In somewhere along the line, merging with them and bringing them into our energy field, it collapsed us to where it started to reverse in a horrible way, and then we create these caste systems and these governments that when we wasn't used to living like that and being controlled like that, as far as the peasant class, and then we have the royal class, or you know, it's just two classes, and now you're starting to separate people, and you're starting to create these ungodly laws that govern them. So with the toppling of merging with these Europeans, teaching them the stuff that we know,
like that,
and allowing them to enter in our space, that was a big mistake that we did. We shouldn't have did it like that. We should have probably spoon fed their ass to where right now they just now understanding the secret type shit. Like, we gave them too much too early, and they was able to infiltrate. Also, a lot of us started to become them. And when I say that, I'm talking about Black people on the continent, Moors included, who helped them circumnavigate, and who helped them, Black conquistadors who helped them come to the Americas and take over from the Black natives that was here. Because we've been here, we've been all around this planet. So they helped them destroy us. So we got to look at the race traders too, the ones who look like us but help out the white people.
Now, I have a question for you, Benita. Why do you think that that they helped them so much? You know, back then, like, why did they help them learn how we knew about the currents already, how we knew about all these wonderful resources in Africa? Why do you think they helped them so much, even when they started seeing that Europeans really were just for the Europeans?
I think that's probably a two-part answer. I feel like after a while, we became corrupt ourselves. Like, we put this high, mighty, godly, like, no wrongdoing on Egyptians. That's probably the only group of Black people I think we talk about the most when we want to refer back to our ancestors and to Africa. But I think it was the Egyptians that caused this fall. I think they became corrupt themselves and helped and aided and abetted in this.
Okay. So do you think, even because I know in 2019, a lot of us tried to follow the European standard. So do you think back then it was still the same thing, where this new, back then it was kind of a new standard they were trying to follow the European standard to try to please and to try to fit in?
I think it was more of a changing of times. Of you know, the Asians, the Chinese, the Asians, they started to create gunpowder, and they started to come up with these different type of technologies and new weapons and new things of destruction, and to where we had no choice in some instances but to follow along and go with that narrative, or we would have been worse off than what we are now. So I think it's more of playing along, seeing that at some point we gave up our power, they dominated that, and they took control. So now we have no other option really but to join along in that, in some sense.
Yeah, I agree with you, because the second thing I was going to say is, so the first thing I said was because we were so nice. The second thing is because they had guns. You know, that's something we never seen before. We never seen someone's head explode from someone shooting from yards away.
Yeah, they had guns, they had alcohol, they had poisons that we've never thought. And you know that they evil when you know, we've been around longer than them, and we didn't think of inventing poisons that'll you know, kill us like that. So for them to come along and introduce us to these things, that was very, us thinking that we needed what they had. We had the best inventions and the best everything in the world, but as that change and that turn started to happen, the more wars, the more armies and men and bodies that's needed, we kind of fell behind on that, and I think that kind of put us in a spot that put us in between a rock and a hard space, so to speak.
I feel you. Now I see you, King Ajalon, over there smiling and rubbing your beard. You got something to say to add on to Miss Benita said?
Well, I was trying to let Dr. Sen-Q and D-Dan come in, but I think both of you guys are on point as far as allowing us to give away knowledge, which was technology, which was industry, and the advent of the gun, right? It was a great field changer. It changed the whole playing field to the T. But we also got to think about, we had too many goddamn languages. When shit went down, when tribes were being attacked, they couldn't communicate with each other because we were too busy scarring ourselves and poking our faces and doing so many different things to be different from one another, right? Like, you know, you got the European Union now, and Africans trying to create the African Union now and get rid of a lot of tribalism and differences. Somebody should have been out thinking. We didn't have the right strategy at that particular time. And I think language barriers got in our way. And I think today, right now, 2019, we caught up in too many goddamn rituals and languages, right? And somebody want to be red, somebody want to be blue. We're finding reasons to be different instead of to be in the same struggle. And I think that's our greatest, our gullibility. I think our gullibility is our greatest downfall. Being naive to understanding who and what we're up against. Thank you for bringing that. And Benita, you deep. I like it. I'm loving it. You know, you've been doing your research. All right.
Thank you.
Black power to everybody out there. This is a great topic. Y'all excited me on this one.
Yeah.
Dr. Sen-Q?
Yeah, the last few sentences there that King Ajalon mentioned was the point I was going to bring up, because when you look at our people, when you look at the history of our ancestors during that period of time, I'd like to say too, first, that this whole conquering that happened over a long period of time. You know, we're talking centuries. It wasn't something that was done instantly. There was repeated attacks made all over the African continent at different times and by different groups of Europeans.
They chipped away at the
And the major thing was that our people were never unified. We never had a unity. And one of the reasons for that is because, like Ajalan said, the tribes spoke different languages. And so the Europeans, they capitalized off of that. They, you know, it's a tactic that you usually hear about when you're talking about, when you hear about, you know, in war, the tactic is called divide and conquer. So they looked at the divisions that were going on between the tribes, and they, you know, looked for a small hole, and they just kept making the holes bigger. I also want to add that the firearms, the first firearms were invented by us. They were invented by the Moors. The invention of the rifle was invented by the Moors. And the Chinese, when they were using gunpowder, they didn't call it gunpowder, and they weren't using it for weapons. They were using it for fireworks. It was Marco Polo who went to, went to China and saw what they were doing with the fireworks, and decided to sell that powder, that explosive powder, and somewhere along the way within the trading process of the Italians and the Moors acquired it and invented the rifle. But when the Europeans were putting the tribes against each other, they appealed to a lot of the chiefs' greed by presenting them with things that were not found in Africa, like beads. There was some particular types of beads and mirrors or some things like that that they presented to them with. I want to say that there was, so the period of time that the Europeans were able to take our ancestors into slavery was a time when Africa was weak. There was a time when it was very strong and they couldn't do anything like that. But if you read The Destruction of Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams, he goes into detail to show how it all started in Kemet, and they kept attacking Kemet, and they, through certain dynasties that European dynasties that took over Egypt, they little by little, through so-called race mixing, started trying to weaken the power of Kemet. And once they got it weakened enough, they destroyed it. They ran all the people out. They burned down a lot of the libraries and different structures, and ran out the people and wouldn't let them leave with anything except for the clothes on their backs. Some even left with no clothes on their backs. And during a period of century, those people that ran out, they started formulating these smaller tribes where they would be against each other for resources, because some of the parts of Africa that they were pushed into, they didn't have access to the same stuff that they had access to when they were in Kemet. And this is where some of the cannibalism came in at, because you had some tribes who were so to the point of starvation that they would resort to eating one another. But during that period is when the European saw how weak it was, and they bribe tribes. They'd pay off tribes. They would come in with the Bible. That religion, that Christianity, that Christian religion was a heavy dose of technology on our ancestors that they fell for, and they just started putting tribes against tribes using that. But all right, I know I'm mumbling now, so I'm done.
Really, really good points. Really good points. So I know I have a lot of Black historians on the line. So what happened to us while we had so many different languages on one continent? Can someone please answer that?
D-Dan Kamati?
Go ahead. I'm gonna pass the torch right here. Y'all keep it going because I'm not gonna be able to communicate. I'm trying to bob and weave. I'll be at the house about the next 10 minutes, though, gentlemen and ladies.
Okay. Well, one thing, when you speak of languages, you're talking, language comes with environments. I think Dr. Q hit upon a very great point. The rebellions that happened in Egypt, different brigades, different battalions, different patroons, going to meet the invaders, the parasites, and also them inbreeding, mangulating our bloodlines, where to the point, some of our laws, once you married into the bloodline, some of our law, these foreigners, they had the right when they got lonely or when they came and made a petition to the chief or the king, they got to bring their families. You know, they say, hey, what would make my wife happy? Well, I miss my family, you know, and they would take a trip back, you know, to their family, and they'll bring their uncles or their cousins stuff, you know, and you know, and under some of our customs, you know, you had a right to some land, you know, because we didn't want y'all all up in us, so we would give you and your people a piece of land, and yet they would send word back, hey, we got some land over here, and then they would you know, call some more of their people, and they would mix breed, and when you interbreed, you have two languages merging, creating a new language. Then you also had the breaking up of people, of going into the interior to try to make alliances, you know, and, you know, two tribes had to merge together. That created new languages. And then you also had people being scattered, you know, people being scattered from warfare, from being mutilated and burnt and mayhem. And somebody might have ran east, somebody might have ran south, somebody ran north, you know, in different groups, because you didn't want to run all together. You would break up. And as you discovered new plants, as you discovered new animals, as you discovered new things, you had to come up with new words, right? You had to start a new linguistics. You had to use different etymologies, you know, to describe different things, because it was the first time that the eyes saw it, you know, inside, you know, you've been able to express yourself, different trees. And so there's numerous and various different reasons why when man travel through new environments, there's a need to create a new lingua. Also, just for instance, say some chiefs or some chief's sons, they got to marry more than one woman, right? And they would break off, you know, from the tribe and have a clan, right? And they might have words that their daddy and mama didn't use, you know, and they would create, you know, within, like me and my children, we create our own language. So we use American words, we use different African words, we use, you know, we're using bits and pieces from around the world, and we're using different sounds. And what we put a definition on becomes what it means to us, regardless of what any other people might think in their language. And so, yeah, language. It's an environmental impact, you know, and we create words due to necessity when we don't want other people ear hustling on what we're talking about. Like okay, right now, our group say, "Nu Makiwawa," you know, that's one thing that we say.
All right, so King Ajalon, so we know words are very powerful. They hold vibration. So would you say that the African language, or the language that you've created, has a higher vibration than just plain old English?
Absolutely, absolutely. The English people, the Europeans use what they call words, right? That have spelling. The different and various Africans use what they call word sounds. Like the universe has frequencies, it has tones, and it has tunes that go with your octaves. Right now I'm studying Amharic, and you got he, ha, hu, he, ho, ha. All these are different vibrations, right? And it takes just one vibration to change the dynamics of a whole word sound that what we call words. You know what I'm saying? You know, you might say hu, la, ha, or you can say ha, hu, la. And it'd be the same combination with just different tone, with a just different meaning. So word sounds, it has effective because number one, we're totally different from everybody else. And we got to stop trying to be all the same, right? We hear in terms of wavelengths, in terms of frequency. We have a pineal gland and a pituitary gland. And so our hearing range is much wider. And it's been proven scientifically that we hear different pitches and tones and we use different pitches and tones. We got tribes that speak on clicks, you know, so the vibration that you put out, matter of fact, me and you can speak in front of some Europeans and we don't say, do you understand? We say, do you see what I'm saying? Because we use words to paint a picture. And if we in tune to each other, right, you won't hear what I'm saying. You would see exactly what I'm saying in your third eye. Or we say, you feel me though. Oh, I feel you. You came with it though. You know what I'm saying? And so our biorhythm is totally different. We connected in sync with the universe. We're not synced into the academia. And the academia, that's called a repetitive thing. You know, somebody drill you or something, and then you know how to repeat shit. No, we so flavor, so we so full of aroma. We the aroma of God, as gods and goddesses. You know, we'll take the word bad and not make it mean bad. It'd be bad, it'd be good. So absolutely, you know, words have vibrations. They have, and it's the listener and the hearer. They know what they mean. You feel me though? Huh?
I feel you.
I feel you. Smell me then.
Benita, you have something to say? I think your phone's a little bit staticky, Benita.
Can you hear me? Is it like, hold on.
That's better. That's better. Whatever you did.
Okay, cool.
You want to chime in on that? We're a little off topic, but that's okay. We can always bring it back on topic.
I'm glad he mentioned the harmonic tones that we speak with. And something is real funny. When I was in elementary school in New York, I had this music teacher, real like beautiful lady. And in order to be in the Glee Club, she needed to test you and see if you could sing the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, right? And when I did it, she was like, up next, like, I was like, damn, I didn't even get the do out. And she was like, but you know, if you study music and music tones, you'll understand the vibrations of life and how the universe works on tone and on rhythm and on synchronicity. So as Africans, as people of melanated kind, we speak with the back of our throats to where the sound. So when you hear an African speak and they put a long connotation on the word, like I can't even speak like them, but you know how they, like when you were saying about the clicks, how they talk with they and stuff like that, their tone, their vibration is coming off the back of their throat, but it's connected to a part in their brain. So the way you speak is definitely a tone in the universe. It's like a key, it's a note in the universe, and you gotta sing on tune. When you speaking, you gotta sing on tune, so to speak. So everything we say, so like the English language is killing our vibration tone because the words that we speaking is not in tune with who we are as human beings. Is messing up our everything. So I don't think the language barrier, Africans having different languages was the problem. I think that they got off of the same tone, the same key. Everybody started singing in different keys. And that's what kind of fucked us up too, is when we started singing in different keys, because we could have the different language, but our tone, our tone, our rhythm is all the same. We could still understand each other, and I could look at you and you could understand what I'm trying to communicate to you. That mental telepathy. It was a time we didn't even use our voice box. We just used mental telepathy to communicate with each other. The frequency was so high back then, but we're long gone from that place in antiquity. Like we've
it's coming back. It's coming back.
Yeah, we long lost that vibe, but it's coming back. And like I was talking with the brother earlier, one way we could put that back and have everybody singing in the same tone, in the same key, is we need to put the Black woman back up on her throne.
I agree. I agree. I was listening.
Most powerful. Most powerful. Come with it, Benita.
I was
Yes.
listening to, I forgot who I was listening to a few days ago, and they were talking about how powerful the Black woman is, and that's kind of after they, you know, brought us over here, and they were formulating ways to keep us separated. They used the Black woman to keep us separated. You know, they knew that the Black woman was so powerful. We're powerful enough to keep the family together, but we're also, when we're scared, we know how to keep the family apart. And they use that. Just like with a mother has a strong bond with the child. Not saying that the father doesn't, but, you know, the child develops in us. You know, we birth this child, we nurse this child. We always have that invisible spiritual connection to this child. So we are very, very, very powerful. So I absolutely agree with you. We're very powerful people.
And indeed, we the Black woman, when they found out in the 30s that the Black woman was the key to it all, you start to see the aggression go 20 times more than what it was going. So we can the people think the attack is on the Black man, and it is, don't get me wrong, but the woman is who the souls come through. So if we destroy the Black man, she can't bring no more melanated Black souls onto this planet. We are the portal. We are the gateway to souls coming on this planet. And if we ain't speaking the same language, then they trying to shut our portals down. So when they found out the Black woman was the key to it all, that's when all hell really fucking broke loose. Because they said, for one, Black people are genetically superior to us. That's already a strike. And two, the Black woman is the one we supposed to be worshiping. Oh, hell no. Like, they had to do something about that real fast. Real fast.
Yeah, and to me it's sad. We had a discussion last week about, you know, the Black woman and her body. It's super sad because as a Black woman, we're still being suppressed because we're looked at as a sex object. We're looking at, you know, sex object and human being that's just crazy out of her mind and will get an attitude super quick. You know, and the sad thing about it is we're allowing this to happen. We're allowing it. And I was like, oh, no, we're not. Yeah, we are. And what it takes for us to start in the home, to understand that there are systems in place that does try to suppress us, but it starts in the home. Once you understand that there are real systems in place to keep the Black woman and the Black man down, then you can start teaching your kid different. Teaching your little girl, don't be showing your ass, don't be shaking all over the place.
Right.
No matter what, have respect for yourself. Make, you know, carry yourself a certain way. But it's out of control. It's super out of control. And like you were saying earlier about the vibrations through music. You know, it's destroying these young kids. I work in a high school and I see them just being destroyed and not knowing what's up, not knowing what's down, not knowing what respect is. Not respecting someone or yourself is a normal thing now. That's normal. If a person has respect, that's the odd thing. You know?
Definitely.
Khalif, I see that you want to chime in. Go ahead. And Benita, do you mind
Thank you.
Because I think it's a little bit scary. Go ahead, Khalif.
Thank you. I just want to say that there is mountains and mountains and mountains and mountains of evidence that shows that they saw that the Black female had power a long time ago, before slavery. And if you look at slavery, if you study that period of time, you can see that she went through the worst. They put her through so much torture. One good example is the guy that's the father of gynecology. I can't think of his name right now, but everything that they learned about gynecology came from him experimenting on black females. Everything that they learned about the body, the female's body, came from him. Just he'd buy slaves and he would just torture them, just cut them open while they're alive, do whatever he could do to them just to figure out how the female's body worked. But that power is there because, as you said, you are the portal, for souls. You're also the first teacher. So, every child that comes through you, if you're full of fear and you don't believe in yourself and you feel that you're inferior, then you are going to put that into your child. And that is, if a mother puts that into her daughter, and then her daughter grows up to become a mother, and then she puts that in her daughter and her sons, and it just kind of passes on from generation to generation. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that no nation will rise higher than its woman. He also said that the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad were 95% of the teachings were made for her. And that's to say that, I'm not saying that, I follow the teachings, but I'm saying that this war that's against us could be won as soon as we have huge numbers of black females feeling so good about themselves on the inside and so powerful about who they are on the inside, and less thinking of themselves as being objects. It's a major factor. It's a major factor.
Now we are totally off topic, but that's absolutely okay. Now the topic we're touching on right now about the black woman, I think that I think we know how powerful we are, but either we can go right or we can go left. And I think right now a lot of black women are going left, which is instead of uplifting, tearing down. And a lot of it comes from not having a healthy household and seeing other black women tear the black man down and not realizing that they have the power to do the opposite. They have the power to uplift the black man, to call him a king, and to treat him like a king. And the ones that don't know they're kings treat them like a king until they realize it. And I say the same thing with women, with black women who are out here very, very promiscuous. A lot of black men and women treat them as, call them hoes and all this different stuff. But I say like this, treat them with respect until they find their own respect, and teach them that they have power. They have two kind of powers. Is what you want to use it for. You want to use it to tear your community down or to lift your community up. So I'm passing the torch. Who wants to go next?
See, that ties in though to the main topic. What could our ancestors have done to stop the colonization and stealing of the African land? And a lot of that is due to that Jesus stuff too. When you replace the divine femininity with masculinity, we start having these problems. When you take the woman out of anything, you start having these problems. So us being taken out of our antiquity, we lost our crown, so to speak. We dropped the crown. So now we subject to different men abusing us verbally, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, any type of way that they can, because in a way we lost our way. Just as melanated people, we lost our way. And trying to get back to that is like, damn, do we follow, like, who do we follow? Like, what system do we go by? What African tribe do we say we are? Like, it's all this type of confusion. So when it comes to the colonization and stealing of the land, like, we got to understand the stealing of the black woman and the black man off that land is also the stealing of the land, because we're part of that land. We're embedded in that land. So when they steal us from that land, that also creates a disconnect there too, because now we all divided everywhere on that continent. This person fighting that person, this person doing that. Letting infiltrators come in. We letting them take over our systems. We letting them rewrite our laws. We letting them rewrite our spirituality systems and things that we've been following and guiding our spirits for ages. So the Black woman, that definitely ties in to how they were able to take the land as well, because we got to remember it was a lot of queens that was fighting and trying to keep hold to their kingdoms, like Queen Nzinga and Asante Way. Like, they was really fighting these people. 20 years she held off the French, the Portuguese. The Portuguese, yeah, my bad. The Portuguese, she held them off. So it's not like the Black woman, I don't want to say that we totally just succumb to the stuff. I just say that at that point in time, their powers, their forces, their army was just a little more stronger than what we was. And us losing our spirituality system, us not being on the same note, the same tune, not singing the same tune, that also did a lot of damage, and it's a big reason to why we're here now in this situation in 2019, still trying to get the damn cracker off of our necks.
Now, real quick, I have to say something about our sponsor. Sponsor is Dr. Sin Q, who wants you to RWSWJ. So let me explain what that means. Replace white supremacy with justice. That's what that means. So thank you, Dr. Sin Q. Now, DJ Kamachi.
Yes, I'm back.
I see that you're in the building. Come on, let us have it. Let us have it.
Y'all been doing an excellent job. I really appreciate it. I love this merging of the minds, beautiful minds. I really appreciate that very much. So yes, look. Let's see, how can I word this here? We dealing with a very, very diabolical people right here, man. It's been, man. And that, during slavery, the reason why they hid the book from us, so we couldn't critically think. They knew exactly what they were doing. If we knew our true history and our calling, we never would be in this position. That's why they inserted this fake ass curriculum. And in fact, I spoke about this very topic right here with the sister Bonita on how they establish institutions, the public, we call it the school system, but it's actually a public food system. That, and Christianity was mentioned also. That has been a #1 tactic also that destroyed our damn people. And again, we got to get up off that old kind-hearted ass bullshit. Always when we when we get brutalized and victimized, we always want to pray our way up out of some shit, and we quick to forgive a damn people. You don't forgive no damn rattlesnake for biting your ass, and you can't change no damn snake, whether it be a cottonmouth, a damn black mamba, all these very venomous, any type of viper, all these venomous ass snakes. If they bite your ass, you don't be like, Lord, please, that snake didn't know what he was doing. Just forgive that snake. Hell nah. We're going to chop that damn snake head off, and we probably fuck around and eat his ass. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, in other words, we need to stop being so damn weak and so damn kind-hearted. And we see something that's destroying us, because these very people that we speaking about is no different from a damn cancer or damn AIDS. You know what I mean? You don't, if something is trying to invade your temple or your system, a cold, virus, pathogen, germ, any of that right there. We don't try to be, okay, I'm not going to acknowledge this virus or this cold. We're going to do our best to do away with that shit and provide an alkaline environment as a result to the acidic environment that we've been dealing with this acidic ass people. And like I always say, we need to really detox from these damn people, leave their ass alone, tap back into our ancestors, give them back all of their shit, the holidays, all that shit, get back to what's right for us, celebrate us, the people who fought and died for us. I always say that, and I can never say this enough too, because a lot of us we caught up on these damn rituals and all this stuff. But again, I'd never blame my people. This has been an act that has been transpiring man, centuries. It's been so damn long. We've been up under this damn spell of these damn people. Like I said, we just need to basically detox from these people for real.
Well, thank you, D-Dan Kamati. We haven't heard from Dr. Sen Q in a while. You still there?
Oh yeah, I'm still here. I just look right here. It says the destruction of Black civilization.
Oh, wait a minute.
Great issues of a race from 4500 BC to 2000 AD. And right now it's 2019 and we still being destroyed. But this book is by Chancellor Williams. It's I'd say it's a really good book on the topic that we're discussing because he does address some of the reasons why our ancestors failed. And I just want to reiterate, like the brother Mandria said that, I'm sorry, my bad. D-Dan Kamathi said that it's not our fault. It was not our ancestors' fault. Okay, I mean, when you are, if you're a kind-hearted person and somebody deceives you or mistreats you, you know, they take your kindness for weakness, that's not your fault. That's not your fault at all. It's their fault. You were being godlike. You were being the way that nature asked you to be, or you know, you were just being your natural self, and someone stepped outside of themselves to deceive you. And that's what the racist white supremacists did to our ancestors. They deceived them.
Yes.
They deceived them. They also used violence. When deception didn't work, they used violence. They used heavy violence. They came in like a, you know, I mean, we're talking about super duper devastation, coming into villages and slaughtering man, woman, and child. You know, I mean, just village after village and burning them down, you know, just doing all kinds of destructive, devilish type stuff to people who accepted them with open arms. And to, you know, to my knowledge, by the time some of our ancestors really figured out what the hell was going on, they did fight back.
Yeah.
They did fight. They did. There's some tribes. I just found out the other day that I'm descendant of a tribe. Thank you, Ancestry, AfricanAncestry.com. I'm a descendant of a tribe that was one of those tribes that was fighting tooth and nail, that fought so many white supremacists to keep them from being enslaved. They stopped trying to enslave them. You know, but I'm here, so apparently all of my ancestors were not from that tribe. So, but anyway, there are, you know, were numbers of our ancestors that did fight, that gave them a hell of a fight. Yeah. And I think that overall, in the natural evolution of Homo sapiens, I think what happened to us had to happen because it is only a matter of time before all of the people on the planet do become unified and we just wipe this system out. Yes. There's the majority of the people on this planet look like us. They look like us. The white supremacists want to try to make you think that they don't. They, you know, call us minorities and, you know, try to make us believe that we're divided because of we're from these different imaginary boundaries that they created. You know, just an example, a guy that I met that was from Panama, he looked just like, you know, skin complexion was just like mine. And one day we were having a good discussion, deep discussion about Black people and how we should be, you know, unified all over the planet and Pan-Africanism. And this white guy walked by and he said, no, 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 no. You guys aren't the same. He's from Panama. He speaks Spanish. You're from here and you speak English. You guys aren't the same.
Dividing.
So, you know, here we go, still in this, you know, modern times, yes. the division and the conquering is still happening. So,
yeah, my DNA.
Next.
So you guys, we have only about 5 more minutes. And D-Dan Kamati, I know you want to share your book. Actually, Benita, could you mute your mic real quick? Thank you. D-Dan Kamati, I know you want to show your books. Could you show your books and read the title so the camera could pick you up?
Absolutely. The 3 that I showed, I'll be all day if I just put everything out there. The ones that really make a very big difference right here, this right here, as you can see, civilization or barbarism. And that's by this brother right here. Y'all can see Sheikh Anta Diop. Very brilliant brother right there. Sharp brother right there. Then we have John G. Jackson. Man, God, Civilization. Great read there. And also what Khalif, the book that he started off with initially.
Destruction of Black Civilization.
Yes.
Must read.
Yes.
Must read.
I think you gave me that book, King Ajalan.
And that's Brother Chancellor Williams right there, y'all. Great information right there. Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
In
Thank
fact,
you.
we need to get back on that stolen legacy also too. You know, we got to,
I wanted to bring that up. I'm glad you bring it up.
Yes. I got to dig that up somewhere. You know, like I say, we. And you know what? One of these days we need to have a show on books and how they infueled us and empowered us to be who we are today. You know what I mean? Just, start sharing a whole lot of books, because that'll be basically like a blueprint for others to follow, so they can get, step this brain up. Because again, before we rise up, we must first wise up. And through this fake ass public food system, again, they taught us being a black bird, how to be a damn dove. You know what I mean? So we need to reverse all that shit and get back to loving who we are. Love these black feathers. Embrace this right here. Don't try to do nothing to try to compromise your damn feathers, your melanin, and try to be imitator. You know what I mean? Straight up. Get back to loving who the hell we are, man. Straight up.
All right. Thank you guys so much. If you guys have a burning desire, you guys want to say a few words, please do it now. If not, we're going to close this up till next time.
I just want
a little bit cheesy.
King Ajalan, the answer, Lord African mind. Got burning passion for you to like, subscribe, comment, share, follow, call in, get involved. If you have an organization, if you have an association or a group that want to connect. We're going to get back on our book club since we have an audio visual going on. Right now, we're in the Stolen Legacy. We ask everyone to get it. You can PDF it. We're going to get back into it in the month of Black August. So right now, get your Stolen Legacy. D-Dan Kamati brought you Destruction of Black Civilization, which is a must read if you're part of this liberation. Both of those books have solutions. They slow reads at the beginning because it takes you through the steps of what happened. Then it tells you what we had that was uniquely us. Remember, we always want to have something uniquely us. The secret is in those books. This is a show that's for uniquely us. That's all. So we want to thank Queenz and Queen radio host and creator, Queen Maisha.
Thank you. And thank you guys for being part of this discussion. I couldn't do it by myself.
I just want to say thanks for having me on your platform. I really appreciate it. Thanks to the brother. I think it's D-Dan, right?
Absolutely, D-Dan.
Thanks for linking me in and hooking me up with this community. My saying is always like minds link up. So
straight up.
I appreciate you linking me on this platform and linking me with this sister and these brothers and putting me in here. Like, I'm just trying to add to what we can build, in a positive way in any way I can. And if it's through me doing research and giving it to the people for free, then that's what I'm gonna do. So anytime y'all need me to come do an event, help out, just talk on a platform like this, or add a couple words, questions, pick my brain. Like I'm all in for it. And again, thank you, sister, for this platform and giving me the opportunity to, voice what I know.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you. Come back anytime, family. We need this here, definitely.
Yes, one love. I appreciate it. I really do.
Absolutely.
Before we get off the air, sister, I'm out here in Oakland, and we're creating a discussion group here in Oakland. So after this, can we exchange information?
Oh yeah. I'm in Oakland. I'm in the East. I'm in East Oakland. So if you want to link up, we can exchange information. That's no problem.
Okay, yeah. So we will. That's what we will do. Anybody that's in the Bay Area, let's unite. Let's put it together.
Absolutely.
Unity is cooperation. Cooperation is togetherness. Togetherness is Black power.
All right. And so for the people who tuned in a little bit late and have no idea what the topic was what could our ancestors have done to stop colonization and the stealing of African land? So tonight we had Benita with us. Thank you so much. We had D-Dan Kamadi with us. Thank you so much. We had King Ajalan, and we had Dr. Sen Q.
Well, can I put in there something? Can I say something real quick?
Absolutely.
Hey,
Yes.
I just want to say, because we didn't really say what the answer was. I mean, the truth is our ancestors could have done absolutely nothing. They were hit by surprise. It was a big devastation. And then I just want to go off with a little show-offism. See my books? I got books too.
Yeah, man, share.
Okay.
Matter of fact, how I pull it up though, because I can't even see, man. Where you at?
So you got to talk, Khalif, because if you don't talk, the camera can't pick you up.
I make all of them show, man. What I do?
What you do? What?
No. I'm trying to make you show up.
You got to swipe to the right.
Only way you can see me is if you swipe to the
Oh
And
damn.
then, Khalif, if you're showing your books, you have to talk so the camera can pick you up.
Can you see? See? 1, 2, testing. Hey, look at my books.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you. You guys have a good night. This is Queenz discussion group. This is Queens of Queens Radio. Go to QUENZ of QUEEZ and like, what do you say? King Ajalan, like, subscribe, and share. That's what you say?
Like, subscribe, share, follow, comment, and participate. I got a book collection too. I think this is some male shit jumping off right here. I'm gonna show y'all my book collection.
See whose sack is bigger, right? That's what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Hey, look, that's better than that other shit they got going on.
Come on.
That's real. That's real. Dog.
Is she looking for the... No, I ain't gonna say it.
All right, bye. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
One love, y'all. To be